Hey guys, Uncommon Ramen here. I know last time I had an Imperial Settlers video, I said that the next time you'd be seeing me is when I had the broken token, and I lied. And I'm sorry about that. I was also under the impression at that point in time that they were kind of, and I don't know why I thought this, but I thought they were kind of done with expanding Imperial Settlers. I feel that the more you expand on it, the almost more watered down it gets, but the only way I'm going to ever figure that out is if I play it. So this is Imperial Settlers We Didn't Start the Fire. This is very new. I want to say it came out a week to maybe 2 weeks ago, although I might be a little wrong on that one. This is before the release of the Amazons, which we will be seeing fairly soon here, I believe. So, We Didn't Start the Fire. This is the third Empire pack. Let's take a look. Portal Games had a lot of really interesting releases as far as expansions are concerned. Recently, they had the Alien Artifacts expansion just recently come out as well, and with Amazon slated to come out pretty soon here for Imperial Settlers, it just adds on to the number of really interesting expansions that are coming out this year. This is the rulebook. Holy crap. Okay. Which basically just touches on the new stuff they're adding to this. I didn't read this. I've no idea. In fact, this, aside from removing the shrink wrap, is the first I've really looked at any of this content. And I actually know almost nothing about this expansion. I know more about the Amazon's expansion and than I do know about this. So we got Chief Kali's Fortress. I don't know what the siege field is. Action, spend 1 wood to gain a star and 1 fortification. At the end of the round, gain 1 star for each fortification on this. Okay, so I assume the siege field is the fortifications. You get up to 5 of them, it looks like. Cool. Bridge Between Orchards. Bravest Ruffians. Yeah. Shiny Spoils. These guys honestly concern me. They are carrying the horse and the carriage. And they could just let the horse and carriage do all the work, but whatever. Mammoth Squad. Nest. So that is it for the barbarians. Now we're on to Egyptians. Pharaoh's Revenge. Scarabo's Fortress. It looks like all of them are going to get a fortress. This one says, spend a stone and a gold to gain 2 stars and 1 fortification. At the end of the round, gain 1 star for each fortification on this. Okay, roughly the same. 2 of those. Advanced Guard. Restless Border. Pharaoh's Minions. New Army Kit. Okay, that's it for the Egyptians. Then we jump into the Japanese. Cherry Greenwood. Emperor's New Decree. Sake Fortress. I agree. You should have a fortress for sake. Spend a food to gain 1 star and 1 fortification, and gain stars for the fortifications. Dragon Chapel. Close Negotiations or Close Negotiations. I want to say that's Close Negotiations, but it's hard to tell without context. And the only context I have is that they're very close together. Tradesman, Spy. That's it for the Japanese. Move into the Romans. Guarded Woodshed. Tax Collector. Romulus Fortress, which is stone to gain a star and a fortification, and then gain stars for fortifications. Wrecking Ball. He came in like a wrecking ball. Abrupt Negotiations. That dude is totally tapping that. I wonder if they're like distracting him and he's just stealing it. Wouldn't surprise me. Crossbow Maker. Is that it? That's it for the Romans. And then we have... Did they not... I feel like they didn't put anything in for the Atlanteans or the Aztecs. Well, hold on. Proud Patriots. War Council. Defense Guard. That is... Yeah, see, that's not... Ballista. Free Tax Area. Map Maker. Displaced Villager. Or Villagers. Nearby Fortress. Or Forest. Conquered Foundation. Mercenaries. Abandoned Fortress. Catapult. Production, feature, action. They didn't add anything for the Aztecs or the Atlanteans, which I feel like puts them at a disadvantage. They had the... Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like that's true. I feel like that puts them at a disadvantage because I just realized recently that the Aztecs also didn't get common cards, so you actually have to buy those separately, which is so weird. I feel like they had the opportunity. They could have just done it. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that is Imperial Settlers. We didn't start the fire. Maybe they say something in the rules about it. 55 cards, 10 barbarian cards, 10 Roman cards, 10 Japanese cards, 10 Egyptian cards, 12 common cards, 3 conquest cards for virtual player. Formats of play, open standard, building a faction deck, playing with other expansions. Playing with Atlanteans and Aztecs. Atlanteans and Aztecs are relatively peaceful factions and are not recommended when playing with this expansion. Okay, so they released an expansion where they didn't intend to necessarily mix it with the other expansions. That doesn't make any sense. Sometimes I just, to me, that's like, why bother then? Like, so it makes it so that the original 4 are clearly more aggressive, but then it cuts out some of your options by completely making it so that you basically not necessarily can't play them, but wouldn't want to play Atlanteans and Aztecs at all. And clearly Amazons at this point. Unless, of course, they add the Amazon, or the We Didn't Start the Fire Amazon cards into the Amazons expansion, which is likely that will happen. That's what they did with the previous Empire packs when they added Atlanteans and Aztecs. But it just seems weird to me that they would make an expansion where they're like, okay, we want you to add these, but if you do, it's like you shouldn't play Aztecs and Atlanteans. That just seems weird. having not played this, I don't really have much input on the content here, except that it looks like what they're doing here is making it so that the original 4 factions are a little bit more abrasive towards each other, which is cool. I mean, I guess that'll make it a little bit more take that-ish. But then again, that makes this kind of an optional expansion, something that you don't necessarily have to have in order to play the core game, especially, again, if you already have the Atlanteans and the Aztecs. But anyway, yeah, that's Imperial Settlers. We Didn't Start the Fire from Portal Games. Yeah. Please, if you like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Every subscription gets me that much closer to an actual URL. And go ahead and leave any comments that you have, questions or anything down below. I love hearing from you guys. Maybe I forgot something, maybe I missed something. And just in general, I love hearing from you guys. Maybe you have suggestions for another video. And until next time, guys, peace.